What's good, YouTube? It's good to see you again. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're having a great day. So today's video is about AOC and what the Hodge twins think about her. The conservative twins title says AOC says the unthinkable about MAGA supporters. Let's hop in.
I want to say this right now.
Ooh, that's loud. Volume. Sorry.
I fully welcome Trump voters into our coalition.
First of all, it's not y'all's coalition. And second of all, why would Trump voters want to side with you? We've already seen your games. We see the tactics you play.
And I know that sounds crazy to some.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
That's how you win elections.
If you can turn them,
But
yes.
they're
But
so
Trump has a
freaking
hold
far
on
left.
these people, bro.
They think this is a novel concept. Why do you think a Trump supporter would even consider voting for you? Yeah.
This is one of those things where you can tell within the, like, she's probably going to bed at night and she's staring at the ceiling trying to figure out how Trump won the election. And then it dawns on her that Trump actually gets along with his voting base and he's not insane like people say he is. Because if he was insane, no one would have elected him. But he had a landslide victory over comrade Kamala. So it is what it is, brother.
Well, she's about to tell you why.
Welcome
Here we go.
Trump voters into our coalition.
I'm not gay,
And I
so
know
I
that
can't
sounds
I
crazy
can't
to
be
some
a
people,
Democrat.
But just hear me out. I cannot tell you. It just happened to me like 2 weeks ago.
I'm like a manly man. I work with my
How many
hands.
times someone has pulled me aside?
I can't
and
be a
said
Democrat.
Either I was once a big Trump voter and a Trump supporter, and I watched Fox News every day, but then I started to kind of expand my world and where I got information. And
Here's the thing, liberals. If you think you're going to win an election just by keeping on doing what you're doing has lost you half of your voter base. Literally. I mean, overnight kind of thing. We've watched it in the news. Even CNN is saying their voters are leaving. MSDNC, voters leaving. ABC, alphabetical soup. Yep, all the voters. Yep. Trump took over. And not only did he take over, these people, once they've converted, they're Trumpers for life. Like if they voted for Trump, they're not going to vote for you anytime soon. The only way you're going to get these guys to switch is if you have a far better message that resonates more accurately with people. Right now, AOC, you're known as a communist and a socialist. You are the type of person that does not want America to succeed. Because if you did, I feel like you would have spent 10 minutes researching communism and socialism. Because both of those things destroy nations, by the way. Like they never work, they never have. And then some people bring up, well, what about China? Well, what about this and what about that? Well, yeah, right. So China, let's talk about it. If you have an opinion about your government, they can tie you up, baggage you, and kill you. Hide the body, have no idea what you're talking about. They control what you do and what you say, what you watch. They control the news, they control the propaganda. In China, you are not allowed to know anything the government does not want you to know about, and you're not allowed to have an opinion. If you do, they kill you for it. Do we really want someone like that in office? That's why AOC, she's trying to like bridge the gap here, but unless you have a decent message, which I guarantee you she does not, there's zero chance that these Trumpers are going to convert. I'm giving you a strategy guide, Democrats. I'm giving you a guide. All you have to do is listen. If you don't like what I'm saying, that's fine. But Republicans have been telling you for the last year or two how to beat them, and you guys still won't listen. So let's hear what she has to say to defend her insane transgender socialist policies.
now I've learned, and now I've changed, and I'm with you, and I learn from you.
No, you're not.
Do you
Actions
believe that
speak
stuff?
louder.
I don't believe
Yeah.
any of that.
I don't
She
believe
said,
any of
like,
that.
2 weeks ago.
Look, you ask Joe Bob over there framing a house, what do you think about this? And you show him this, he'll say, she's a devil. Ain't no way. I don't trust her farther than I'd throw her. That's what they'll say. That's what they'll say.
Like it happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if I'm going to make a video, this have to be not like a one-time thing, you know? Yeah. You
Yeah.
gotta have like hundreds of people, man. I was a Trump supporter, man. No,
Yeah,
I
mass
was a
exodus.
Democratic socialist, man.
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
lost.
It's
They've
because
lost
she
hard.
goes live on TikTok or whatever. She does these videos. It just comes to her mind. Oh, this will be good. I'm gonna do this video. It's a complete utter lie, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It's good content. Yeah, it
It's
doesn't
a
sound
fever dream
credible at
idea.
all. Yeah.
Or people who meet me who are really big Republicans now, and they are shocked when they meet me because they're like, you are nothing like I was told you are.
If you are anything like you are in the YouTube videos, which you are, because I've seen thousands of videos on you, okay? You are not someone that can be trusted. You're not someone who is intelligent. You're not someone with common sense. You're rationalizing transgender positions and how we feel over facts. You're a feminist. You're a socialist. You're a communist. I've got 1,000 videos I can refer you to prove that. You're, no one's going to convert. I'm telling you. You've got to have a better message than I get you. That's what works for Democrats. Oh, you're with me. Oh, okay, I'll vote for you. With Republicans, it's like, okay, you get me. Now what? What are you going to do for me? What are your policies? How are you going to fix the world that you destroyed, by the way? How are you going to make this place less DEI, less feminist? How are we going to fix birthing crises in marriages? How are we going to work with taxes? How are we going to allow entrepreneurs to earn their keep and to keep it? Why are we trying to punish those who do a good job in the world? Answer me those questions, and then we can start having a conversation.
What?
Yeah, see, I said the same thing. What?
Did you have a town hall or something? And a bunch of Trump supporters came and they asked you questions.
They're not going to
and you loved
convert.
your answer? I mean, this doesn't even make sense.
You've got to have a point. You don't have
It
one.
sounds far-fetched to me. Yeah, it's implausible.
Implausible.
And you start to see the cogs turning, that maybe everything that they had been told from this one channel or this one ecosystem isn't the whole truth. And it is enough to spark a curiosity that makes people want to go down a longer journey
What is
of
wrong with
learning.
you, fool?
Look, I understand CNN's got an agenda. Fox News has an agenda. Yeah.
That's true.
I know
That's
when
right.
both sides are telling me a bunch of malarkey.
A bunch of
Right?
that's
I
a
know
white
because I
word,
know they have
brother.
an agenda.
Malarkey. I don't even use that
I
word.
would never vote for a Democrat.
That's rich
You
people
are
speak.
Nuts. You call yourself a Democratic Socialist. That's just a euphemism for communist. Yeah.
That's true. That's why I call them both.
I think Trump
Yeah.
voters, Republican voters, they have a perspective that's they have a perspective that's based in reality. Yeah. Based on history. Like.
Yeah, with Democrats, it's very much so a facts over feeling. I mean, a feeling over facts. Sorry, my brain. You know, maybe I got to stop drinking these Route 44s from Sonic. But anyway, it's always feelings over facts. Like, I feel that you are attacking me with your words, so I'm going to do whatever I want to you. That's Democrat. Or where are gay people, trans, and queer people going to go? Well, Democrats. You know, Republicans don't have any problem with them, but the Democrats say we do. So the Democrats are inciting all this violence. You know, the Democrats, we can't go 2 weeks without something extremely violent happening with the Democrat side, where it's predominantly 100% unquestionably these people on this side, the left side. With Republicans, they go back, well, what about January 6th? Okay, any other examples? We've heard enough about January 6th. Look, we're not innocent on both sides. I don't even declare myself as a Republican as much as I do kind of like an independent. I don't vote on either side predominantly. Like I'm worried about issues. I'm worried about what's going to affect my family. It just happened that Trump was far better than Kamala. It was a landslide victory, so I voted for him. But I mean, you know, the Democrats are known. The stigma and the stereotype is if you're gay, if you're trans or whatever, the Democrat Party is for you and the Republicans hate you because they're all homophobes. And there's all this rhetoric of hatred going on. And it's predominantly coming from the left. And you know what the right has to do? This is just an opinion. This is what I've seen. Anytime the Democrats are like, hey, Trump, you're a Nazi, you're a fascist, you're this and that, the Democrats actually are the Nazis. The Democrats actually are the fascists, because you know what a fascist is, right? It's where you use violence to silence political opposition, right? You can do a Google search. 5 seconds, you'll know what a fascist is, okay? Who is a fascist? Who killed Charlie Kirk? Was he a Republican? No. From what we know, he was a Democrat, and he was dating a trans guy or a guy who was transitioning into a female, okay? So he's a Democrat. He's a liberal. He's a progressive. That's we can't go a month without hearing some insane violence coming from the left, and then they say, no, that's the right's fault. They blame it on us. Like the government shutdown. That was not a Republican deal. That was a Democratic deal. There's no way you can swing it. 99% of all the Republicans voted yes on the deal just to pass it, just to keep the benefits going, to extend the deadline, and then to vote on something more clarified later. The Democrats said no, unless you repeal the big beautiful bill, this section, give us $1.5 trillion for this, that, give health care for illegals. Unless y'all do that, I've seen the document. That's exactly what's in the document. Then we're going to shut down the government. That's terrorism. That's violence to instill fear towards making someone do a specific action. That's terrorism. So when you're talking about who are the fascists, who are the socialists, who are the Nazis, who are the terrorists, Democrats. Now the Republicans are no saints, but they're not anything close to all of those words I just called the Democrats. And the reality is everything I'm saying is fact checkable, and it's not hard to find. This is stuff that's on the news. It's a sad, fallen world we live in. But what gets me the most is they're going to be the first ones to point the finger and to call us something, call the Republicans or people who aren't Democrats. It can be anybody. It can be moderates. It can be independents, all that stuff. They're going to be the first one to point the finger saying, you're the fascist. And then they're loading their gun ready to take an aim and take a shot at you. And it's like, oh, I'm the fascist, huh? They're projecting. It's messed up.
When you
AOC
hear
is not going to win any
democratic
votes.
socialist or socialism, people know the ramifications of that and how hundreds of thousands,
That Coke Zero with that
hundreds of
mango
millions
stirring,
of people
brother.
have died across the world under those regimes.
That's right.
So what did you say that was like the catalyst for them, that galvanized them? You know what? I'm going to support you now. What did you say?
The Hodge twins are saying exactly what I'm saying. She has no message. There's nothing to make them. You got to understand, a love for Trump is a diehard love. It's the same love that we have for Jesus, willing to lay down our life. For most people, it is. Because in order to vote Republican, you have to go completely against the grain. You have to be like, enough's enough. God is Lord. Jesus is Lord. The country is screwed up because of the Democrats, and we don't want any part of it. You have to go against the grain to be a Trump supporter. And if you're a Trump supporter, you've got skin in the game, right? Because remember, if you wore a Trump hat out and about, someone was going to attack you. Someone was going to spit on you or take your hat or threaten you. That's why me and my wife, we have a picture of Donald Trump, but we don't let anyone know. And when we have hats, we can only wear them inside our house because some insane, which is most of the people I interact with, these Democrat people, think it's okay to cause violence because you offend me by your hat. But then when you flip the script on them and they're violent towards you, well, if you attack them, it's all of a sudden it's the Republicans' fault, even though they're trying to hurt you. It just makes no sense. You can't win with these people. In the Bible days, God would call armies. Like there was one instance where he called Saul to destroy the Amalekites, right? And he ordered for him, Saul, to decimate the Amalekites. No man, no woman, no child, do not take the loot from the war. Kill them all, not one left, and be done with it. Well, Saul rebelled against God. And what ended up happening was he kept someone alive and he took the loot, which he wasn't supposed to. So God poisoned his mind and dropped him from being a king and destroyed him, And that's unfortunately the way God views it, as in destroy all with overwhelming force and violence. Unfortunately, anything short of that with the Democrats is not going to work. These are not people you can reason with. These are people saying, they don't want to be they don't want to stop fascism. They want to be in control of fascism. They don't want to stop socialism or communism. They want to be socialism and communism. They want to tell who can be who. They want to police the whole thing. It's an oddity. It really is. But with these people, a lot of people try and reason and rationalize with them. I've never seen a productive conversation happen between someone like AOC who has these opinions and a rational, sane person. So I think with these people, the only thing that's going to change their mind is overwhelming, dominating force. And anything short of that is going to be just a far cry. It's not going to work.
You didn't have a meeting. This is just a figment of your imagination. Yeah, this is all a lie.
You can't
But
reason
see,
with
when
her.
she does content like this, when it's Democrat leaning, they love it. Yeah.
Yep.
But nobody with a rational, logical mind,
Right. Rational,
that's
logical.
going to be Republican is going to switch to her.
Right.
Yep.
They mock her.
Now,
That's
I
right.
can see a lot
She's
of
a
people
clown.
in Pennsylvania, this next election when it's time to vote for a senator, I could see most definitely a lot of Republicans voting for John Fetterman.
Yeah.
She's a clown
I
because
could
she's
see
funny.
that.
So
But
funny.
I can
Hee
never
hee.
imagine
Right. I
or
see what
be
you're saying.
hypnotized or mesmerized into thinking that a bunch of Trump supporters is
Yeah,
going to
Trump-
vote for AOC.
You'd have to turn in your
Only
man
in
card
the
and become
Twilight
gay.
Zone that would happen.
Yeah.
They're
You'd
not
have to be
supporting
gay.
Democratic socialists.
No, that word scares the hell out of us.
Yeah. Because we know what it
And,
means. Yeah.
See how she's wondering? She's trying to come up with more ideas to add to a little
That's a
story.
dangerous
Trying to
thing
come
for
up with
her.
More malarkey.
Yeah.
you know,
Malarkey.
that doesn't mean that we sacrifice our values. That doesn't
That's a dangerous thing for her to do. Think, man. Y'all guys watch out. She's thinking.
mean that we change who we are. You know, it's like when you welcome someone in, you say, hey, these are the house rules, right? We're not going to give
Nope.
up fighting for people's equal rights and civil rights.
Look, the Republicans have been trying to work with you idiots for the last, 30, 40 years to where, now they've even got a term for it, Trump derangement syndrome. Trump could be like, hey, we can put $100 billion from MAGA or whatever, or from Doge earnings from the crap we've been spending money on. And we can take $100 billion and we can solve United States hunger. We can get on a program that will feed all Americans a certain amount. Everything's good. It doesn't matter. No qualifications. You're entitled to this, this, and this. We're going to feed everybody. It's going to come from Doge, so you're not going to pay extra for it or whatever. It's my gift to you. The Democrats would come back and say, why? Does he think people are stupid because they can't afford food? Like, they would turn it into an issue.
Who lost their civil rights? Where's all these people that lost their rights?
Yeah.
I can think of a bunch on the right
Oh, yeah.
lost their rights,
Me.
lost their livelihood because of the things I said. I can't think of anybody
a couple
on
of
the left
times,
that's
actually.
lost anything. The only thing that pops in my mind is Jimmy Kimball. He was suspended for like a week, but he got
And
his
then he
job
got
back.
he got
Yeah.
back.
What
Yes.
she's talking about is like, she's talking about kids that can't get transitions.
That's crazy.
That's what she's talking about.
They didn't lose their rights.
Look, there's a special place in the pit for people who think that that's okay. There is. The Bible's all about it.
They talk when she talk about civil rights. A man that wears a dress can go to.
All we can
that's
do
what
is
she's
pray
talking
for her.
about.
Pray that the Lord saves
She's
her.
talking about
Because anything
DI.
short.
We should be able to hire people just based on their race to make up for
Not
systemic
good.
racism in the past. Yeah, that's what she's talking about. She sees that as losing civil rights.
Wokety woke. They have how should I put this? The definition of woke. It's a hypocritical view of equality.
Yeah, that's exactly what
It's
it
a
is.
double
That's why
standard of
she's-
equality.
She
Right.
sees somebody who's a man who's might lose that right to live that life as a woman in the military.
The Democrats are all about rights. Like, we're losing our rights. It's a constitutional threat. This is fascism. These are Nazi, blah, 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 blah. It gets old. The reality is no one's losing their rights except for people on the right, Republicans. And it's because they're willing to stand up and fight for what they believe in. The Democrats, as soon as you get violent with them, they back down. I mean, they're like they're scaredy cats. A majority of gun owners, as far as your populace that's voting for you, are not Democrats. They're Republican. These are your hunters, your gamesmen. These are your wealthy business owners. These are your family men and countrymen and people who love God and love their country. The Democrats can't accurately say that they love God or love their country because they're against God in everything. And being against God makes you directly against your country because our country was founded on Christian principles. Without Christianity, there's no such thing as marriage. Think about that. Murdering is not wrong without Christianity. Adultery, nothing wrong with it unless for Christianity. Christianity set the stakes for our entire structure, and people don't understand that. So a lot of these good old boys, as I call them, are not going to go to her side because they're not willing to admit that they have a vagina. They don't want to be cowards and wussies, and they don't want to be known as the handyman who, you know, is a little gay on the weekend. They don't want to trade in their man card. Like guys like this, they want a hard A dude who's not afraid to look a bully in the eye and tell him to go screw himself. That's why they voted for Donald. And unless you've got a better message, which you don't, haven't heard it yet, been waiting, you're not going to get a single one. Not one Trump voter is going to go for you or anyone else in the Democratic Party right now. I've seen the highest y'all have. They don't. It's like they're in preschool compared to the Republicans on the political spectrum. Like these guys are losers. They're nobodies. They don't even have a message to even come to the table. These are preschoolers compared to Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Marco Rubio, even Pam Bondi, believe it or not, Tulsi Gabbard. Nobody like Gavin Newsom or any of these people, they're not going to win the next election for the next 10, 20 years, guys. I mean, these guys have dug themselves a grave.
She think that's like actually losing right. No, it's plenty of people, not only trans, but people with flat feet, people who don't have 20/20 correctable vision.
Yeah. They can't join the military.
They can't meet the physical qualifications. There's all types of things of reasons that prevent people from doing things.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily discrimination and you're losing your rights. You just don't fit that prerequisite to join that establishment.
We have standards for the military.
Right.
I remember when I was in the military, man, they was kicking gay people out. If they found out,
it's don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah, and then if they found you doing some gay stuff, they would kick you out. Now, I didn't agree with.
I'm kind of for that. You know why? And hear me out. I'm for that because when it comes down to your mission, like for example, if you're with a bunch of guys, right? You're in your squad and there's a mission where you have to do something and this gay guy is like excited that you guys have to like transport a bomb together and he may accidentally touch your hand. Ooh, ooh. Yeah, it's weird. Like you need to be able to trust that there's no hidden agenda there, that there's no ulterior motive, that it's not going to be one of those situations where the mission can be compromised because of someone's sexual orientation. I'm not mad that he's gay. I have no problem with him being gay. I have a problem with it interfering with his mission because he's going to be in the barracks with a bunch of dudes. That's my problem. My problem is that it's going to compromise the mission at some point. Because gay people like men. I mean, gay men like men. They don't like women. So they're around a bunch of men doing a mission. If it has the ability to compromise the mission, and it is a risk. It is a gamble. And you can't say confidently that that'll never happen because it happens all the time. But I know they're against it as far as the like being politically correct, but I'm not politically correct, and I'll tell you exactly what I think. I think it can compromise a mission, and I think it's right. I think it's okay for someone to kick a gay person out if it's going to compromise a mission, which most of the time it does. It does. It just does. Gay people, they can't help it when they're attracted to someone else. It may be someone on their squad, and it may compromise a mission. That's all I'm saying.
With that.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
If you
I
want
could be way off base.
That's on you.
Yeah, don't got nothing to do with me.
I thought that was kind of messed up.
Yeah. It was. I remember a sergeant got kicked out. Everybody knew he was gay. He said, but as soon as they come out,
I'm okay with the sergeant being gay because he's not going to be directly like an infantryman or something like that, someone on the lines. He's going to be more of a different role. I'm talking specifically like combat roles, mission roles, where we're doing these tasks together in a group and we have to bound together to get them done. It's not that gay people can't. It's just you are taking a risk. You're taking a gamble. To say otherwise is foolish because that is there. You can pretend like it's not, but it's there. It's like pretending a gasoline engine doesn't put off fumes. It does. You can pretend that they don't, but the reality is they do. So it's a difference of opinion. I have no problem with anyone being gay. Let's get that clear. I have a problem with it interfering with the mission.
You out here doing
Right.
this?
It can get people
You know
killed.
what the rationale behind that?
What?
Why they was kicking him out?
Why?
Because what if you're in a war zone and
What did I say?
this dude, he hasn't had none for a while. He's gonna have an erection in the fucking.
He's gonna take his gun and go.
They almost went where I was talking about, but yeah, it's going to compromise the mission. It doesn't matter if he likes you or not, or he gets turned on by you. That's not a problem for me. The problem is when you need to work directly with this guy and he's not on his P's and Q's because he's sexually attracted to you. And then you guys have a hard time doing the mission because now you're like, he's looking at my butt. He's looking at my butt. He's looking at my butt. And you got to sit there and worry about that. Your focus is deviated and it can cause people to die. Like, this isn't something I play with. Like, I have nothing against gay people. It's just like you can't be gay in the military and expect nothing to go wrong. I mean, there is a liability there. You're with a bunch of dudes. Like, yeah, he's going to be staring at your butt. I mean, yeah, it comes with territory. Nobody can make him stop. Only way you do is you kick him out. But for missions and stuff like combat roles, we just don't need gay people in those roles. One slip of the tongue, one misplay, I'm sexually attracted to you, and now the guy can't work with him anymore, and it compromises a mission where you need to work together. I mean, it's catastrophic. It gets people killed. I think I've beaten the dead horse enough.
Yeah.
That's the rationale.
Yeah, but I didn't agree.
But that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. Let's get back to AOC.
Rules, right? We're not going to give up fighting for people's equal rights and civil rights.
Everybody has equal rights. What are you talking about?
We believe in those civil and economic rights for everybody.
Like a gay guy can get a loan, a Republican can get a loan, Democrat can get a loan, a squirrel can get a loan, a tree can get a loan. What are you talking about?
I do too.
Yeah.
And
Who's losing their rights?
fighting for the working class means uniting across difference. And so
Okay, first of all, you are not working for the middle class because you guys universally raise taxes on business owners, which a majority of the middle class is. Not all middle class is working for someone. A majority of most all businesses come from the middle class. There are a few wealthy individuals in upper class, but they started middle class. And so, like, if you're going to relate to the middle class, you guys can't be letting men play in women's sports. You guys can't let transgender for kids be a thing. You guys can't be ideologues that are absolutely batcrap crazy and against God and against America. That's where you start.
The working class is the Republican Party. The working
That's right.
class is not the Democrat Party.
It is now.
The Democrat
It didn't
Party
used to
is
be.
a bunch of parasites.
Yeah, SNAP benefits. That's
That's Democrats.
What I think
Yeah,
is
it is. That's why the government shutdown is hilarious because they think it was hurting the Republicans. Not many, if any, Republicans are on SNAP. The Democrats are. So they're hurting their own people by shutting down the government, which is hilarious. It's like I'm gonna beat myself up unless you give me what I want. And Trump's like, you don't have anything I want. Go screw yourself. And they're like, I'm gonna do it. And they hit themselves. And Trump's like, I'm just gonna go play golf. You know.
I'm sure there's SNAP recipients on the right.
I'm just gonna go play golf.
But I'm telling you right now, I can distinguish the difference between a SNAP recipient on the left and a SNAP recipient on the right.
Yeah.
That
They're
SNAP
visible. You
recipient
can
on the
see.
right,
Yeah.
They have legitimate reasons and they qualify.
Like
They
no
qualify, this
legs.
is where they can get it.
Like
They
no
lost their
arms.
job because they're ill or they got a disability.
Yeah.
They used to make ends meet because they have limitations because of a disability. These people on
That's
the
what it
left
was intended
get
for.
these SNAP benefits. These people are
Generation.
healthy individuals and they're just lazy and they don't want to work.
Yeah.
Uncle
Yeah.
Sam will pay for them.
That's facts.
Yeah.
It's not opinions.
It starts
Yeah,
something
that's not
that's
an opinion.
important.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that it? Okay, well, I guess that's it. I tend to rant a lot. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings or said anything disagreeable, but like I said, I'm not politically correct, and I say things exactly how I see them. Like I said, hopefully we can find some common ground if you are against that. But anyway, I do like talking about stuff like this because it is very near and dear to my heart. And like I said, at the end of the day, the whole reason this channel exists is I just want Americans to win. I want us to be able to say what we need to say. I want us to come down and have a talk. I want us to talk facts. I don't want us to care about feelings. We need to say what we need to say, and we need to go through this together and then come up with solutions together. Use us as a like sounding board. Good thoughts, good ideas will be refined and sharpened by people who disagree, and that's great. We need it. And anybody who's just violent and just wants us to believe or die kind of thing, like modern day Democrats, well, that's just not going to work in any society. We need to get rid of those people and put them in jail because eventually they're going to hurt and kill people. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to collect Pokemon now, so I've got 7 Pokemon. If I could get 151, we'd have the entire Pokedex. So there you go. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.